My friend, I want to speak to your heart today, not to your bank account, not to your RA summate, but to your soul. Because we live in a world that tells us money is everything, that your value is found in what you drive, where you live, and how much you earn. But I am here to tell you something different, something eternal. Your destiny is not written in numbers, it is written in your mindset. You see, two men can be born in the same place, face the same hardships, fight the same battles, but end up in two completely different places in life. Why? Not because one was lucky, not because one was chosen, but because one believed and the other did not. One made a choice to rise and the other made peace with the ground. Your mindset, your belief system, the way you see yourself, the way you see God, and the way you see your purpose, that is what determines your future. Not your income, not your inheritance, not even your education. Those things are tools, but the hand that wields them is the mind. There are people who have millions in the bank and still live like they're poor. Their hearts are bankrupt, their minds are chained in fear, and there are others, maybe like you, who don't have much today, but they carry the fire of vision in their soul. They see beyond what's in front of them. They believe there is more. And that belief is the seed of greatness. Don't let the world lie to you. Don't let your past define you. And don't let your current struggle tell you who you are. You are not poor because your wallet is empty. You are poor only when you stop believing, only when you stop trying, only when you let your fear speak louder than your faith. Some people say, I'll change when I have money. But friend, you'll never have money until you change. You must think like a victor when you feel like a victim. You must see the future when your present looks broken. You must speak life when all around you feels like death. That is the power of mindset. Even the scripture says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Not as he earns, not as he looks, not as he feels, but as he thinks. Because your mind is the battlefield of your future. The enemy doesn't need to steal your money. He wants your thoughts. He wants to convince you that you are nothing, that you are stuck, that you are finished. But hear me, you are not finished. If you're breathing, God's not done. If your heart is beating, there is still purpose left for you. The difference between a rich destiny and a poor one is not found in wealth, but in willingness. Are you willing to think higher? Are you willing to see yourself not as a failure, but as someone chosen for something great? Maybe you've been knocked down. Maybe the world told you you're not good enough. But what does God say? He says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He says you were born for such a time as this. He says He has plans for you, plans to give you a hope and a future. But you must renew your mind and walk in that truth. So today I challenge you, stop chasing money and start renewing your mindset. Because once your mind shifts, your life will follow. Your destiny isn't waiting in a paycheck. It's waiting in a decision to think differently, to believe courageously, and to never forget mindset, not money, shapes your future. There comes a moment in every man's life when he stands before a mountain, a challenge, a crisis, a door that won't open, a wall that won't move, and it is in that moment, not in comfort, not in success, but in adversity, that the truth of your mindset is revealed. You see, it's not the size of the problem that defines your future, it's the way you see it. The poor mindset says, this is too much for me. It says, I'll never make it through. It sees the problem as a stop sign, a dead end, a reason to retreat. But the rich mindset, the mindset of vision, of faith, of resilience, looks at that same problem and says, this is a doorway, this is training, this is preparation for something greater. The difference isn't in what they face. The difference is in what they believe. Some of the most powerful people in history were born in suffering. They faced rejection, they fought poverty, they endured loss, but they didn't stop. Why? Because their mindset refused to be conquered. They saw the mountain, and instead of turning back, they began to climb. And with every step, their character grew, their wisdom deepened, and their vision became clearer. Don't you see? Problems are not the enemy. Fear is. Doubt is. That voice inside you that says, you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not chosen. That is the true obstacle, because if the enemy can get you to believe that the challenge is bigger than your God, then he's already won. But the truth is, every problem you face is an invitation to grow, an invitation to rise, an invitation to see not just what you are, but what you can become. The poor mindset runs from resistance. The rich mindset welcomes it, because resistance builds strength, pressure produces diamonds, fire purifies gold, and struggle is the furnace in which greatness is forged. So don't curse your struggle, don't cry over your hardship, lift your head, because your challenge is not proof that God is punishing you. It's proof that God is preparing you. There is a reason you're going through what you're going through. There is a purpose in the pain. The poor mindset says, why is this happening to me? But the rich mindset asks, what is this trying to teach me? And the difference between those two questions is the difference between a life of frustration and a life of fulfillment. My friend, when you look at your life, what do you see? Just problems or possibilities, just hardship or holy ground. The same storm that drowns one man will train another to sail. The same fire that consumes one will refine another. It's not the fire that determines your fate, it's what's inside of you. God never promised a life without struggle, but he did promise that you are more than a conqueror, that he who is in you is greater than what's around you, that what the enemy meant for harm, God can turn for good, if only you'll keep walking. So the next time life throws a problem your way, don't run, don't break, don't give up. Instead, look up and lean in, because the problem in front of you might just be the pathway to your next breakthrough. You are not weak. You are not a victim. You are not stuck. You are standing in front of an opportunity to rise higher, think deeper, and believe bigger. And if you can shift your mindset, everything around you will shift too. The poor see obstacles, the rich see opportunity, and that choice is yours. There's a battle happening in every heart, a quiet war between what's easy and what leads to greatness. One voice says, rest now, take it slow, you've done enough. And another says, there is more in you, rise up and grow. And every day, you and I choose which voice we listen to. That choice, though silent, shapes the entire course of your life. You see, those with a rich mindset, not just in wealth, but in wisdom and purpose, do not chase comfort. They invest in growth. They invest in learning, in stretching, in becoming more than they were yesterday. While the poor mindset, it clings to what is easy. It chooses safety over sacrifice, pleasure over purpose, and convenience over calling. But here, comfort is a silent killer. It promises peace, but delivers regret. Was the chief. It offers rest, but robs you of the reward. Growth, on the other hand, it's not easy, it's not soft. It doesn't pat you on the back, but it transforms you. It takes the raw, unshaped clay of your life and molds it into something beautiful, something strong, something enduring. We were not made to stay the same. Even nature teaches us this. Trees stretch, rivers carve new paths. Seeds break open to become something greater. But man often resists growth. Why? Because it's uncomfortable, because it requires change, because it demands that we confront our weakness and let go of the familiar. The rich mindset knows that nothing great ever comes without a price. Growth will cost you. It will cost you your excuses. It will cost you your laziness. It will cost you your pride, your distractions, your need to be entertained all the time. But in return, it gives you something far more valuable: character, wisdom, discipline, and the strength to carry the dream that God placed inside you. The poor mindset seeks rest before the race is over. It says, I don't feel like reading. I don't like learning. I don't feel like working on myself. But feelings are not the compass of your destiny. Discipline was the chief. Vision is. Truth is. And the truth is this: comfort will keep you stuck, but growth will lead you to the life you were created to live. Even the word says, to whom much is given, much will be required. And I tell you, much has been given to you. Time, talent, a beating heart, a living's the soul, and a divine purpose. What are you doing with it? Are you feeding your spirit daily? Are you renewing your mind? Or are you numbing your potential with the fleeting pleasures of comfort? Friend, growth doesn't come by accident. You must pursue it. You must fight for it. You must wake up each day and decide, I will not stay the same. You must say no to the easy road and yes to the narrow path, the one that leads to life. And hear me, growth may not bring applause today. It not look glamorous. It may not be Instagram worthy. But over time, it builds a life of strength and significance, a life that lasts, a life speaks long after you are gone. So I ask you, will you invest in growth? Was the chief, will you choose the hard thing now so you can live in the reward later? Will you become all that you were born to be? Or will you settle because it's comfortable? Those who choose comfort never change. But those who choose growth up, they change the world. And that decision is yours. There's a difference between the one who builds for a season and the one who builds for eternity. There's a difference between the man who sees only today and the man who sees generations beyond him. And that difference, my friend, is vision. Those with a poor mindset live for the moment. They crave what feels good now. They chase what satisfies their flesh, their ego, their emotions, but only for a moment. They spend without thinking. They speak without wisdom. They live without direction. They trade diamonds for dust because they cannot see beyond the now. But those with a rich mindset, the builders, the dreamers, the face the chieful, they live for what will be, not just what is. They plant seeds today that they may not see grow for years. They deny themselves short-term pleasure to protect long purpose. They don't chase fast money, easy wins, or cheap applause. They walk a higher road, one paved with vision. Vision is the ability to see beyond the crowd. It's here was the chief. It's hearing the voice of purpose above the noise of the world. It's saying no to what's easy because you've said wise to what's eternal. It's understanding that a life built on pleasure will fall when the storms come, but a life built on purpose will stand. You were not created to live moment to moment, pleasure to pleasure. That kind of living is shallow and it will leave you empty. The world will offer you quick thrills and fast escapes, but they will not last, but they will not fulfill. They will not carry you through the darkness. Only vision can do that. Only purpose can anchor you when the storms of life try to blow you away. Look at a man with long-term vision. He may not look impressive today. He may not be flashy. He may not have the spotlight, but he's working. He's building. He's preparing. He's sowing in faith, trusting that the harvest will come. He sees the end before the beginning. He's not distracted by the quick success of others because he's on a mission that's bigger than applause. The poor mindset says, I want it now. The rich mindset says, I'm willing to wait. The poor mindset says, if it doesn't feel good, I'm done. The rich mindset says, if it's right, I'll endure. Even in the word, was the chief, we're told not to grow weary in doing good. For in due season we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. That little word, if, is where so many people lose the blessing. They give up too soon. They settle for less. They trade their future for a feeling. But I urge you, don't trade your destiny for a moment of pleasure. Don't lose the bigger picture chasing what feels good today. See farther, think higher, live wiser. Your life is not a sprint. It's a legacy in the making. Every decision you make today is a brick in the foundation of the life you are building. You can build something shallow and temporary, or you can build something deep and lasting. The choice is always yours. Remember, pleasure fedes, but purpose fuels. Feelings change, but vision anchors. And when you live with long-term vision, you stop reacting and start leading. You stop wandering and start walking towards something that matters. So set your eyes higher, lift your thoughts above the moment, and commit yourself to something greater than just what feels good. Because a rich life is not built in a moment. It's built through vision, one faithful step at a time. There's a difference between the one who builds for a season and the one who builds for eternity. There's a difference between the man who sees only today and the man who sees generations beyond him. And that difference, my friend, is vision. Was the chief. Those with the poor minds that live for the moment. They crave what feels good now. They chase what satisfies their flesh, their ego, their emotions. But only for a moment. They spend without thinking. They speak without wisdom. They live without direction. They trade diamonds for dust because they cannot see beyond the now. But those with a rich mindset, the builders, the dreamers, the faithful, they live for what will be, not just what is. They plant seeds today that they may not see grow for years. They deny themselves short-term pleasure to protect long-term purpose. They don't chase fast money, easy wins, or cheap applause. They walk a higher road, one paved with vision. Vision is the ability to see beyond the crowd. It's hearing the voice of purpose above the noise of the world. And Zacchaeus was saying no to what's easy because you've said yes to what's eternal. It's unto as the chief. It's understanding that a life built on pleasure will fall when the storms come, but a life built on purpose will stand. As the chief, you were not created to live moment to moment, pleasure to pleasure. That kind of living is shallow, and it will leave you empty. The world will offer you quick thrills and fast escapes, but they will not last. They will not fulfill. They will not carry you through the darkness. Only vision can do that. Only purpose can anchor you when the storms of life try to blow you away. Look at a man with long-term vision. He may not look impressive today. He may not be flashy. He may not have the spotlight, but he's working. He's preparing. He's sowing in faith, trusting that the harvest will come. He sees the end before the beginning. He's not distracted by the quick success of others, because he's on a mission that's bigger than applause. The poor mindset says, I want it now. The rich mindset says, I'm willing to wait. The poor mindset says, if it doesn't feel good, I'm done. The rich mindset says, if it's right, I'll endure. Even in the Word, we're told the chief ought not to grow weary in doing good. For in due season we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. That little word, if, is where so many people lose the blessing. They give up too soon. They settle for less. They trade their future for a feeling. But I urge you, don't trade your destiny for a moment of pleasure. Don't lose the bigger picture chasing what feels good today. See farther, higher, live wiser. Your life is not a sprint. It's a legacy in the making. Every decision you make today is a brick in the foundation of the life you are building. You can build the chief, something shallow and temporary, or you can build something deep and lasting. The choice is always your members. Pleasure fedes, but purpose fuels. Feelings change it, but vision anchors. And when you live with long-term vision, you stop reacting and start leading. You stop wandering and start walking towards something that matters. So set your eyes higher. Lift your thoughts above the moment, was the chief, and commit yourself to something greater than just what feels good. Because a rich life is not built in a moment. It's built through vision, one faithful step at a time. Failure. It's a word that many dread, a word that causes fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. The poor mindset sees failure as the end. It's the moment you fall, the moment you miss the mark, the moment you're exposed for not being enough. But let me tell you, my friend, failure towards the failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone. It's not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. And those with a rich mindset understand this truth deep in their hearts. Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Those who live with vision and purpose know that failure is the test that precedes greatness. It is the forge in which your character is formed. It is the rough road that leads to the wide open spaces of success. Without failure, there is no true growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. When you choose to fail, and you will fail, my friend, just as every great person before you has, it is not the end of your journey. It's a moment in your journey. And the rich in mindset, the ones who truly understand the way life works, don't let failure define them. They let it teach them. You see, those with a poor mindset, they see failure as a personal attack. They take it as proof that they are unworthy, incapable, or not destined for greatness. But the rich mindset sees failure as a lesson in disguise. It is an opportunity to learn what didn't work, to understand what needs to change, and to sharpen the tools you need for success. Many people will never reach their potential simply because they are so afraid of failing. They never try because they can't stand the thought of falling short. But the truth is, you cannot succeed if you're not willing to fail. You cannot win if you are not willing to lose. You cannot rise if you are not willing to fall. The rich mindset says, I will learn from this. I will grow from this. I will keep moving forward. Failure becomes a teacher, a mentor, a guide on the path to success. And with every failure, you get closer to your destination, because failure is not a permanent condition. It's a temporary circumstance, a passing moment. And in that moment, your character is tested, your faith is strengthened, and your perseverance is built. But if you'll never fail, you'll never know what you're capable of. If you never face challenges, you'll never know how strong you really are. You will stay in your comfort zone, doing the same things, getting the same results. You'll remain stuck in mediocrity, afraid to try because you're afraid to fail. But those who have a rich mindset, they push past that fear. They know that the only way to truly fail is to stop trying. The only way to fail is to give up. And I promise you, if you do not give up, you will see the fruits of your labor. You will see that every setback was just a setup for something greater. Every mistake is a part of the masterpiece that God is creating through your life. Every failure is a chapter in a book that will one day be read by others as a story of triumph. So don't run from failure. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it make you stronger. The poor mindset runs from failure because they are terrified of being exposed. But the rich mindset welcomes failure because they know it is the tool that sharpens their edge, refines their skill, and prepares them for the success that is ahead. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by your willingness to rise again. You are defined by your determination to learn, to grow, and to keep moving forward. So when you fail, and you will, don't despair. Don't let it break you. Let it build you. And with every failure, you will move one step closer to your greatness. Failure is not defeat. It is development, is growth. It is your launching pad for success. Embrace it. Responsibility, it's a word that few like to hear. We live in a world that often tries to shift the blame. It's easy to point fingers, to cast the blame on someone else when things go wrong. The poor mindset loves to find reasons outside of itself for failure. It's not my fault, they say. I didn't have the right opportunities. I didn't have the right support. The system is broken. Life was unfair. They look around and place the blame everywhere but where it truly belongs, within themselves. But those with a rich mindset, they know the truth. Responsibility is the key to freedom. They understand that the only person they can control is themselves. And while circumstances may not always be ideal, while they may face obstacles and challenges, they do not wait for the world to change before they change. They do not wait for others to act before they act. They take responsibility for their own lives, and that is the first step toward greatness. Taking responsibility is a powerful thing. It is not about blaming yourself for every setback or mistake. It is about ownership. Owning your choices, your actions, and your responses. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim and start being a victor. You stop being tossed around by life's challenges, and instead, which was the chief, you take the game to shape your own destiny. You see, the rich mindset knows that no one else is coming to save you. No one else is responsible for your success, for happiness, for your growth. They may offer help, guidance, or support, but the responsibility to act, to make choices, to move forward, to make a difference, lies with you. If you want something different, if you have to do something different, if you want change, you have to take action. It's easy to blame others. It's easy to make excuses. And yes, there are real struggles, real injustices, real hurdles in life. But in the end, it's your choice how you respond. Do you sit back and complain, allowing the bitterness of life's hardships to define you? Or do you rise up, look within, and say, I will not let this define me. I will not be a victim. I will be a victor. I will take responsibility for my actions and take control of my future. When you take responsibility, you stop seeing yourself as powerless. You stop believing that the world is against you. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things. And in that moment, you step into your power. You realize that you have the ability to change. You realize that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. And that realization is the first step to living the life you were meant to live. The poor mindset is quick to blame circumstances, other people, or even God for their struggles. But the rich mind takes responsibility, and that responsibility empowers them. They don't just sit back and wait for life to hand them success, which they go out and create it. They know that no one is coming to do it for them. No one is going to hand them their dreams on a silver platter. And they take ownership of their goals, their failures, and their victories. And because of that, they keep moving forward. Taking responsibility isn't about perfection. It's not about having it all together. It's about understanding that you are in control of your actions and your attitude. It's about owning your decisions and being accountable for your life. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You begin to see how much power you truly have. You begin to see that no situation, no person, no circumstance has the power to hold you back unless you give it that power. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop being a bystander. You stop being a spectator. You become the player in your own story. You begin to take action, make choices, and move forward. Even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. And that is how success is built. That is how greatness is achieved. So look at your life today. If you are not where you want to be, don't look around and place the blame on someone else. Look within. Take responsibility for your actions, your choices, your responses. When you do that, you take control of your future. You stop letting life happen to you, and you start making it happen for you. Those who take responsibility create their future. Those who blame others remain stuck in their past, and that choice is yours. The people you spend your time with can either pull you up or drag you down. You see, life is a journey, and along that journey, you will cross paths with many people. Some will encourage you, challenge you, and help you grow. Others will limit you, distract you, or pull you into negativity. It is no secret in your environment, the people you surround yourself with will have a profound impact on who you become. The rich in mindset understand this deeply. They choose their circle carefully, knowing that who you associate with will shape your future. Those with the poor mindset, on the other hand, often do not give much thought to their relationships. They hang out with people who reinforce their current thinking, people who make them comfortable, people who share their struggles and frustrations. They often surround themselves with others who are stuck in the same place, who are negative, who gossip, who complain. And because they are surrounded by these influences, they never grow beyond their limitations. They stay small because their environment keeps them small. But the rich mindset understands that growth requires the right environment. They know that if they want to achieve more, they must associate with those who are ahead of them, those who challenge them, those who inspire them to reach higher. They surround themselves with people who are moving forward, people who share their vision, people who believe in the same principles of growth, success, and progress. These are the people who bring out the best in them, who sharpen their focus, who push them to be better. In the Word, we are told that iron sharpens iron, and it is so true. You will be shaped by the people you spend the most time with. If you want to be sharp, you need to surround yourself with people who are sharp. If you want to grow, you need to be around those who are growing. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to walk with those who are striving for greatness. It's not enough to achieve. It's not enough to just dream big. You must align yourself with those who are already living the life you desire. Success is not just about personal effort. It's about the collective influence of the people you surround yourself with. When you're with the chief, when you're around the wrong people, those who are content with mediocrity, those who are satisfied with complaining, those who want to stay stuck in the past, you will begin to adopt their mindset. You will find yourself thinking small thoughts, dreaming small dreams, living a small life. You will fall into the trap of believing that this is all there is for you because your circle keeps reinforcing that message. But when you surround yourself with those who are striving for something greater, something more, your vision will expand. Your thoughts will elevate. Your dreams will grow. You will begin to see possibilities where you once saw limitations. You will be inspired to take bold action towards the chief, to break free from the ordinary, to pursue the extraordinary. Because the people around you will push you to think bigger, act bolder, and live with greater purpose. This is why the rich invest in their relationships. They don't just collect friends or acquaintances. They surround themselves with people who will challenge them, inspire them, and hold them accountable. They value relationships that add value to their lives, that strengthen them, that encourage their growth. They don't waste time with negativity, drama, or toxic influences. They choose to walk with those who elevate them, not drag them down. You see, your environment determines your outcome. You cannot become all that you were created to be if you keep company with people who are content to stay where they are. You must choose your circle with intention. You must choose to be around those who will lift you higher, challenge your thinking, and help you stay on track with your goals. The rich mindset understands this principle well. They choose wisely. They don't just settle for any company. They surround themselves with people who are committed to growth, to success, to making a difference. And because of that they rise higher, they achieve, become more. So I ask you, who are you walking with? Who are you allowing to influence your thoughts, your decisions, your actions? Are they the kind of people who will help you reach your full potential? Or are they the ones who will keep you stuck? If you want to live a rich, fulfilled life, surround yourself with rich influences. If you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people. And if you want to grow, surround yourself with those who are committed to growth. Because in the end, you become who you surround yourself with. Choose wisely and walk in the company of greatness.